and David from the Fifth L. Hi to Marcus over in Germany. Thank you for logging on. It's nice to see you. I know you emailed me a couple days ago and you said I wanted to see you. Here I am.
Awesome.
So we've got people over in other countries listening to awesome performance poetry. So when I think about describing the Fifth L to other people, because I do actually talk about them a lot. I don't know if you guys, your ears are burning, but I was like, I know these two dudes that are awesome. I had been describing it incorrectly, and I'm so pleased to have the correct description now. Performance poetry, which is, I think, a great short 2-sentence like description of what you guys do, but it's actually sort of like Broadway show meets hip-hop meets poetry.
Yes.
I think that's like a better fleshed out description of how, because your performances are so theatrical, they're just kind of amazing. They're like, wait, is that too? Sorry. Hey guys.
Violation.
I just wanted to move closer to you. People are going to be like, Ellen Cherry, don't touch the talent. So, I want to get to the nitty gritty, but first I want to talk about what you guys have done. You've done 3 full-length albums together. You've done, the first one was called Circle, Circle, Dot, Dot.
Yes.
Then The Water Margin.
Yes.
Then Reset.
Yes.
And Reset is when I first heard you guys. We met at doing the Stoop Storytelling series together,
Right.
I think in 2008 or 2009, somewhere around there.
Around that time, yeah.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, the Stoop Storytelling series is this wonderful series run by Laura Wexler and Jessica Henkin, and it's in the city of Baltimore celebrating storytelling, which is pretty much what the 3 of us do anyway. We're songwriters, but we are, like all lyricists, storytellers at heart. And so I think it was appealing to them, because they brought you in to perform for their audiences, which are used to listening to stories, but you put your stories to rhythm and motion, and you do make it a Broadway show meets hip-hop meets poetry. It's incredible. So I heard you first at the Reset, but now you've also been doing solo work, and Femi has released one called Clown with No Circus.
Yes.
And then Mad as a Hatter is your current one.
Yes.
And then David released Sundays, and the most recent one is In Late Bloom.
Yes.
And you both had CD release parties last year. I missed yours, but I went to yours. It was incredible. You can get all of their albums on iTunes. But let's get to some questions. Their bio, which you should check out on www.5thl, which is number 5 thl.com. Their biography page is the best page. I mean, the picture pages are good and the other things are good, but the biography is the one most worth reading because it has all kinds of interesting information about your height, your weight.
Gotta put your weight there. That's how they know it's you.
I know your weaknesses, your other names, including Femi's the Dry Fish, but he's also called the Black Blow Pop, which I thought was my favorite and it says catch me in the strip clubs with my own pole. But whenever I hear the word pole, because I'm Polish, I think of pole. So I think like there's a second where before I think of anything with a pole, I think of like a Polish person. No, it wasn't meaning a Polish person. So anyway, but there's incredible information on their bio page, which is worth reading, and maybe I'll come back to that. But the first thing I want to talk about is you guys write separately, but you also, there's a buzzword going around right now called collaboration, and people are always collaborating. There's songs that are featuring other people that are in the mainstream culture. It's also pretty prevalent in the indie world to collaborate because we're all trying to help each other survive, but also tap into each other's creativity. Just describe to me a little bit about how you guys met, how you were working individually, how you started, and then got together to form the Fifth L.
I don't think of what we do necessarily as collaboration.
Okay.
At some point, we started sharing a brain, you know, and we're so different, but we're alike. I think different in artistry, but we're alike in the way we feel about things and certain values and things. So it's weird because on stage, he's more like me off stage, and vice versa. You know, it's really weird if you ever see that. But we met
it's like
at
a schizophrenic thing, or maybe like a character actor, like Femi is able to channel David.
Different strains share the same weaknesses. But we met at a poetry spot called Warm Wednesdays, 5 Seasons, when it used to be on Charles Street. And actually, I used to go see him perform with his group. He had a group called The Family. And everybody would wait for them to walk in the door. It was like it was their night. And you know, folks would be on the open mic and performing, but when they came in the door, we knew we was about to get a show. So I just love to go see them perform. And then at some point, they invited me to join their group, and then the group broke up. Right when I joined.
David.
So I don't know if I'm
You're like a homewrecker. David's the homewrecker. You could add that to your list of nicknames.
Homewrecker slash, you know.
Because it was the family, yeah, right?
Yeah, and
But it's actually been pretty lasting. Because what year was that happened?
2001.
Something like that.
2001.
Because when did Circle Dot come out? What year is that?
2004.
Okay, so I mean, you guys, that's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That you've been. So how long was the family before that? I mean, not that I'm not just very
Family probably formed in like 99.
Okay.
90. I would say 99.
So you have a 5-year range.
Yeah. So it was 90.
I love that idea.
Relationships last
I love that
for 5
idea
years.
that you were in this group and then that. But I think that's what happens. Is like something was born out of it. Basically, it was an evolution.
It was evolution.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think a lot of it also is about a lot of work goes into after the hype.
Yeah.
And that's it's funny. I was just in the studio. A sidetrack real quick. I was in the studio yesterday. A guy was introducing me and Maurice to a studio so the band can record, and he let us hear a lot of tracks from different bands that have all broken up. The music was wonderful.
Yeah.
That no one will ever hear. You know, so I always feel like, you know, a lot of the stay power of a group usually is about, can you last after the hype?
Yeah.
The hype, after the excitement is over.
Everything is about relationships here, apparently, because that's exactly how, I mean, like, that's part of it, is, like, the first flush of love, and, like, the first flush of attraction to each other, and then, like, I think you guys, maybe as lyricists and sensitive people, can appreciate that it has to grow into something more lasting and founded in reality and sustenance and keeping each other going. So talk about that a little bit. How did you, when you started working together in 2001, then what happened? Basically, the family broke up, and it was the two of you guys. And so how did you do your show?
There was a period in between there where, before we became the Fifth L, he, Femi, me, and a band of other artists, we would travel to different cities together and perform. And people, I guess, assumed that we were all already a group because we would perform together and we would structure our shows.
We were fans of each other's work, so we were ad-libbing each other. Like, we knew each other's pieces to the point where we were ad-libbing each other, either from stage or from the audience. We were ad-libbing each other.
And we weren't even officially a group.
And it just made it sound full.
Yeah.
It made it sound very full. And we were just on the road a lot together. We all had, like, if I had a show in New Jersey, I would just bring everybody would come with me to Jersey. Dave had a show in Virginia. All of us would go to Virginia to support David. You know, also get on the open mic, but Dave would be the feature, and we would all just pretty much fuel his stage show.
That's an amazing idea, because you're not having to, like, I mean, you are wanting to build an audience in a certain location, but actually bringing audience members with you to help support you in that way. What a brilliant idea.
It was great. I mean, at that time, there was a very strong network of artists across the DMV. New York,
Pennsylvania, Philly to be specific, Philly, Jersey, Baltimore, DC, and Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah,
that, like, everyone from everywhere came to each other's event, and the people were getting calls and just be there. So we were always seeing someone from out of town.
Yeah.
In Baltimore, we were always going out of town. And being in Virginia, you're talking to someone from Jersey. It was a constant flow.
Yeah. So out of that, 5 of us, a poet named Sir Rains, who was brilliant, one of my favorites, he approached me, Femi, and 2 other guys and said, you know what, we should be a group and call ourselves the Fifth Element. And I was like, okay. And we joined this group, and actually, as the 5 of us, we never put out a product, you know. We did a book, and we did a little mixtape, but we never got to the point where we put out something because we were still all individual artists.
Yeah.
So before that could happen, the other 3 guys did solo projects, and we were just kind of stuck together, and we was kind of like, well, you want to do something together, you know, as the Fifth L, you know, while we're waiting for these guys to finish their solo projects. Yeah. So we put out Circle Dot Dot, and Baltimore, DC loved it, and the more we performed, people thought, or more people who I guess met us along the way, they thought Fifth L was just 2 guys.
Ah, gotcha.
And then
the high wore off.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, but then you guys stuck it out.
We stuck it out. We had once again, because we didn't have a joint project, I think we were trying to push the concept of individuality, because being a poet is about being an individual.
Yeah.
It's not often that people band together to fuse together into one unit. And even when you see that one unit, either they all sound alike. Me and David don't share the same style, and the other three guys, we all didn't share the same style. We all had our own individual following, and to commit to a group marriage, you're gonna have to start sharing that officially. Yeah. And
compromise, sacrifices.
And I felt like, I guess it turned into, people started getting focused on, well, let me do this one last solo project. You know how it goes. Whereas so Dave and I think we shared a brain, we shared a vision. I was already used to being in a group, so it's not a big a deal for me to share space. Yeah. And to put an album together was not difficult as far as sharing the concept of an album. So David and I were just kind of waiting around, and then opportunity came for us to record. We recorded an album together, and put it out, and that that's what solidified the fifth album as he and I. Yeah. But, after the high war.
But it's two definitely distinct voices. I mean, like, and we're gonna play this for you guys later. A track that they did for the Mobtown Moon project, which I think highlights both your ability to work together collaboratively, but also the fact that you are completely two different voices. I mean, the tenor of your voices are completely different as well, but just the word choices that you make and the way that you think about the subject matter is completely different. And I love that about listening to you. One of my favorite pieces that you guys do, and look for this next year or future, because I whether Femi and David like it or not, but I'm determined to make something happen in addition to what they've already done with this piece, because what they've done with this piece is incredible, but I would like to personally collaborate with them on this. There's a piece they have called Cereal Killer, and the word cereal is spelled like breakfast cereal, C-E-R-E-A-L. And in my opinion of it, and I would love for you to elaborate, it's a poetry piece and performance piece about a serial killer who goes after serial characters like Captain Crunch, Tony the Tiger, and it's hilarious, it's whimsical, it's for kids of all ages, because you can see how a kid would enjoy it, but I, as an older person, am not a child anymore.
If you've ever eaten cereal, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it's great. And you can find it on YouTube, and I will post the link on my Facebook page, and also, when I go back to the chat room, I'll send you guys the link for this, because it's a really brilliant performance piece that you guys did maybe 6 years ago? Was that? It doesn't matter when it was, but it's great.
You don't want me to recall
it's wonderful. But I was listening to this. I was listening to your album on a drive back from North Carolina in November, and I listened to Serial Killer like maybe 40 times in a row. So I just listened to it over and over again. It's so funny and irreverent and hilarious. There's no swearing in it, but it still seems sort of like a little bit blue, and I love that about it. It's just a really clever piece. So I want to talk specifically about, we're going to play for you after this interview is over, we're going to play a track that Femi and David were gracious enough to come into the Mobtown Moon project, which if you're not familiar with, it's a reimagining of Dark Side of the Moon for the 40th anniversary this year that my co-producer Sandy Asservath and I have been working on for a couple years. And the entire album is a reinterpretation or a new interpretation of this classic masterpiece, but there's one very, very special, unique track on there that David and Femi were asked to create original lyrics for. And without hesitation, I remember just thinking that you guys were perfect for this project, but you guys blew our minds. It was so amazing to hear the original. I remember we got back together for a rehearsal in June of last year to hear you guys do it, and then when you came into the studio in the fall, it was just so great. So you guys will hear it, and they haven't actually. I don't think you guys have heard the finished track yet, have you? No. So they'll get to hear it too. But it was just so fun. So tell me a little bit about how, because in that small piece, we gave you a subject matter, the subject matter of money. Oh, by the way, the song is Money, and basically their piece is a continuation of that track. So when we gave you the idea of money, I think that's pretty much all we gave you. It was like, we're going to make a groove, and the musicians are going to play it. Mm-hmm. Guide me briefly through the process of what you went through to write the lyrics for it.
Well, first, we looked in our pockets and realized we had no money.
None. So we had to research.
What is money?
What is this thing called money?
Never seen money before.
This phenomenon.
Heard people.
And we found out that people actually use it to buy things.
And realized why we had nothing.
Those people are not artists in music. Yeah.
No, but
money was we get asked to write a lot of things for different projects.
So this isn't the first time you did this? Yeah.
No, we've written about different, I mean, people have come to us like, hey, we need you guys to write about this thing. And I think that's the challenge of being a writer, is when you're coming from someone else's request. Because, I mean, I love to write from my own brain, my own experiences. But to be given homework occasionally is always like, okay.
It's a good challenge, right?
I love those challenges, yeah.
And I think the fun part also is, one thing we both say to each other is there's nothing new under the sun. And that's such a common statement, but to find an angle that is not commonly driven.
Yeah.
You know, because when you say money, then everyone's going to write about money. And a lot of times people write about money in a very similar way. So we're trying to find our own unique angles. And then also it's funny because sometimes we share a brain. We're trying to make sure we don't come off the same way too. Yeah. You know, even though we're two different people, we also have empty pockets. So we'll probably both say, I'm broke, and that's how the song ends and begins.
Well, the track is called Dream Counterfeit, and I know that you guys wanted to title it something different, Pieces of Eight. What does Pieces of Eight mean? Because I didn't know what that meant. I had to look it up.
Well, before, like, when someone commissions us to do something, like, I'll research it a little bit. Like, even if it's something, you know, you think that money is something similar, but simple. But I just did some history stuff on money, and I started thinking about the dollar sign and like where that came from. And the dollar sign was actually developed from, you know, what they would call these coins pieces of, you know, eight
I didn't know that.
coins, and they had a like a cent sign or a dollar sign imprinted upon it, and that's kind of where that came from. So I know it was obscure, but y'all kept asking us to come up with a title, and I couldn't think of anything, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to make people guess like what this is about, you know.
I think it's good. Yeah, we chose something a little bit more descriptive of the two voices, which is dream/counterfeit, and when you hear the track, you'll understand. I want to get us back to what you guys are doing in the future, and also I want us to get back to performance, because I don't want to, this show is about music and performance and art. So, I don't know why I'm doing this a lot. I'm pointing, I guess. I don't know yet, but we're on the east side. So, one of the most amazing things that the Fifth L has been able to accomplish in the last 10 years together is that they've shared the stage with Bill Cosby, KRS-One. You can read more on their bio page as well as producing all of these recorded works that you can check out and please buy on iTunes, because they are real people who eat and live in places that need money. So please definitely. He's very skinny. Both of them are very skinny. One of the most amazing accomplishments, though, and I think that this is hopefully an exposure for you guys to the wider world, is that you've had both your written and your audio material is featured in a permanent exhibit at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum in Baltimore City. And this is a prominent African American museum of history. I haven't personally been to visit yet, but I'm inviting you to come with me and go there to the Reginald F. Lewis Museum downtown and visit and see Femi and David's work on display in a permanent exhibit. Just because I said permanent doesn't mean you can wait forever. I'm saying that to myself, because we should all go in the next coming weeks and support the museum and learn about our city's culture and history as well as our nation's, and celebrate the fact that the museum itself has the foresight to feature artists of the city, prominent artists.
Who are alive.
Who are alive, yeah. It's. I think everyone's just like, well, you'll be famous when you're dead. And it's like, well, what good does that do me? I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be, let me be clear, I don't want fame. I just want lots of money.
To want to make a ring.
Yes, I do want to make a ring. How can I make a ring? So, let's talk about future plans. Before, I don't want to get too into this because I do feel like I've been talking too much. Femi has this great thing on his Facebook page too called FU Thursdays, and because it's, I don't know what the age of our viewership is today, I don't want to say the real word, but if you go to his Facebook page, you can find on Thursday he puts up a rant, and it's always very hilarious. So you guys are playing this, is it Saturday or Friday?
This Saturday, the 13th.
This Saturday, April 13th at Joe's Movement Emporium, which I believe is in Mount Rainier in DC. So we're going to flash the poster as well as play the song that they were featured on Mobtown Moon's new CD. And I just want to thank you guys for coming. I could talk to you for hours and hours about your career.
This is great.
They're going to play a couple more pieces, and just enjoy the music for a second while we get reset. Please come on April 13th to Mount Rainier, Joe's Movement Emporium. This is a great little black box theater, and you'll get to see their show in extended form and enjoy banter, humor, incredible poetry, performance poetry, and, you know, I think you'll really enjoy it. So please check it out. April 13th, Joe's Movement, and we'll flash that. So we're going to get set up for the next part of the show, and we'll see you in a minute.
Some collect coins, some collect debt. Some like to save, some like to bet. Some jump their dreams and bounce bad checks, or burn it, turn it to $1 million. Scholarships for children. Make $1 from a dime and a nickel if you find yourself in a pickle. Got enough of it? Get your name on the building. Ain't got enough? You resort to robbing and stealing. Feeling my mood change when I got some pocket change. Extend my fuel range and wood grain, alleviate pain. Crack a nest egg, relieve hunger pain. Strange how numbers printed on paper can change things like your life. Upgrade, modern home, model-esque wife, modeling the American dream. Must be nice.
Must be nice, right? Must be nice, yeah. Addicts to greed, gluttony becomes habit. Net worth measures self-worth a damaged marriage. You don't use money, money uses you. Poverty hurts so bad you start to bruise financial abuse. The poor always ache for drugs and booze, but never any food, and still gotta pay dues. Loose change never adds up to make cents or dollars. Real wealth is old money, cash flow like running water. The worst kind of curse, inherit poverty before birth at the cost of lives. So crime is mostly nickels and dimes, and the underworld is one big credit line backed by empty gold mines this entire time. So why even bother?
The clock radio buzzer slaps the side of my face. Before I could slap the top of its head, eyes still closed, swing my legs off the bed, holding on to the post.
Who has time for sleep?
When pulling a minimum of
40 hours per week.
Still need to tack on a part-time cause my full-time supervisor's
Too cheap.
You gotta
Text message me or email. Communication derailed. No time for detail.
Barely can squeeze in a few moments to eat.
Deep.
A hot pocket or
Pop-Tart.
whichever's quickest to get my day to
Jumpstart.
Microwave it if it's cold.
Too much time wasted upon the stove.
Give me my cereal in a bar.
Who has that type of energy nowadays to put it in a bowl?
Even our sounds are in
Bits.
bits. We no longer save patience for the whole.
Truth.
The whole.
Story.
The big
Picture.
picture. Celebrity profiles. We place ethics as a fixture.
fixture.
It's only a matter of time. We won't be able to get any quicker.
Go figure. So sad.
How we gotten so much better at making time sandwiches
More compact.
Bump crunching the clock, just take 2 bites out of a time block
Then
and
swallow.
A digital lifestyle leaves an analog earth hollow.
We in debt to time today and already spending tomorrow's for. Time feels no sorrow. It can't be borrowed, only waste. When 8 months,
3 weeks,
6 days and 23 hours.
She couldn't wait to see her child's
So
face.
she pushed past labor pains
and passed away when the baby came.
While he worked hard till his last day, provided so his family stayed fortunate. Never made a connection to his children.
Wife neglected.
She found someone else to relate.
A crying shame.
So just imagine the last thought of a killer,
killer.
right down the last hour of his execution day.
And
he'd
he'd probably say,
"Tell me what time is it?
Wishing I could stash it for safekeep, cause I'm running out of time. And there's no time for sleep, no time for sleep. Yo, tell me what time is it? Wishing I could stash it for safekeep, cause I'm running out of time. And there's no time for sleep, no time for
See,
sleep.
we all need more time, but can't delete the mistakes already made. Attempt to capture the grains of sand from the hourglass.
Before it runs empty.
My life squandered. Listen, everything I regret.
Wishing I could press
Erase
reset.
the past, start all over again, or hit the pause button. Maybe adjust the perception,
But the question is, who has time for sleep? To make dinner, to make plans, to make love, to make time for family, time to bargain with time to grant you amnesty. For time owed,
Or time spared,
over time,
or time shared.
Time is no
Time
racist.
does not care
how much money you got, how busy you are or not. Time waits for no man, and I keep forgetting.
Time measures
Life's motions,
different directions.
it keeps going,
Destination,
unknowing.
like the weather when the wind blows past you. Time waits for no man. So while I sit and brood, I ask myself, how you gonna waste time like it was made for you?
I need freedom. Beat dum 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 dum. Drum to the heartbeat of this speech. No mic, please. I need my voice free to teach. Leech these words. Taste this juicy peach dripping like hot venom from my chin. Voice exploding. Love is heart-wrenching. Hand-holding. I carry a notebook and pen. Some say I be gun-toting. Open. Fire when it's spoken. The Lord has blessed me with a gifting potent, so I'm coping. But first, I need these chains broken. Freedom. Give me a platform to rant on. Stand on to flow inspiration into those who feel like they can't go on. Been trampled on so much we lost touch. But I can't reach them. Can't free them. I'm soul bound, manacled and shackled, trapped like rats, stuck in purgatory. Jesus, increase my territory. Word is born. I'm torn like $100 bill, half saved, half sold. For me to be worth anything, I must be made whole. I'm gold, cause he said so. I just look like a dirt rock, blemished with black spots, treated like a skipping stone in this place I'll call home. Baltimore, a war zone, one race, two-tone, ebony barker, red bone, fighting for freedom against your own. It's a crying shame, makes me sick like the crying game. So many of us search for self and fame, blinded by the bling. When will I recognize myself and God are one and the same? Made in his image, but I don't know my name. Talk about pain. Maybe my freedom is in my purpose, or is my purpose in my freedom? Bringing glory to his kingdom. Yo, I don't write poems nor dream them. I redeem them as they manifest. I can't rest when the rest of the world is sleeping. I wonder what in the world is keeping my people so deep in this glazed trance. Don't woke them, let them slept. Melvin once said, let them dance and get low to get their eagle on like charmed stool pigeons, flapping broken wings, keeping their heads sprung by all means. It ain't cool, Jay. Beat 'em, dum dum dum. This is for the girls who like to keep the beat up inside them now. Beat 'em, dum dum dum. Dance, love the beat, love your cage bird. You slaves heard what I said. Dance, boy, dance. Got you rocked up and locked up in hip hop. When did real life become a rap gang? No DJ, don't stop, cause you set them free when the beat stops. Said you set them free when the music stopped. Stop. It stopped, man. My ears are ringing like two wedding bands, hands clapping, slapping cuffs on my life twice as tight. Like, yo, I don't wanna hear the truth. Just turn the beat up. I need a re-up of ignorance and bliss. Nah, man, freedom ain't this. Beat 'em, dumb, don't beat 'em, dumb. You ain't listen, none, you prisoners of the street. Drum to the melody of this speech and be yourself. You know, free yourself from the beat 'em, dumb, the beat 'em, dumb beat.
Check one. Okay, we good. Foolish.
Greetings, we come in peace and
Virtue.
Do not be alarmed, we're not here to hurt you, but rather help. We see that you have a vast wealth of resource, and yet you continue to hurt yourself. So please, let us mediate your oil economy. It's only getting in the way. Allow us to alleviate your pain. Starting with that dictator you call president. He's a strain on all the goodness we can bring. Your choice. Step down or modulator laser beam to the brain. Never mind that.
Anyway,
we seek a better life. All humanity, we want the same things. You and I are quite similar.
Yeah.
So please refrain from leaving as we set up an army around the perimeter, but to protect you.
Of course.
It's for your own good. Just don't make us use force.
They came with ships that don't fly, but surf the heavens, drive through Milky Way, order number 7 became friends. Even joined the Western world with the Middle Eastern, offering gifts that God, Buddha, Allah wasn't given. Advanced technology, alien propriety,
sight beyond sight,
but never any weaponry. In exchange, we displayed our culture. Although primitive, they still seem interested. From another land, more advanced than Star Trek, Star Wars continuity. Looked a bit like us, still a bit differently. All the way from the other side of the galaxy. To save us from ourselves, cure disease, feed the hungry, and finally put an end to poverty. If only we were smart enough to see that nothing is ever that easy.
That easy.
Alien invasion. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Don't be afraid, we're on your side. Alien invasion. You can choose to live or die. We're taking over worldwide. Alien invasion. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Don't be afraid, we're on your side. Alien invasion. You can choose to live or die. We're taking over worldwide.
Look, they're so indigenous, trying to get rid of us. Tell me, why do you still resist us? We're the saviors you never had.
Yeah.
Oh, Invasion of the Body Snatchers? I like that movie too.
My bad.
This is the number 5. The letter L says
It's the pen,
the pen,
the right,
to write,
the page,
the stage, to rock, the mic,
the words,
your words,
they might
ignite, illuminate the mind, bring the dead to life.
Alright, here we go again
At square one,
Grip the pen tight, want to write,
but my hands numb.
Ink on my index and thumb, I can't think. What will I spit to the people? My mind's blank.
They say my
words have changed the world
like a gift and a curse. How can I
heal a nation when I'm a patient? I didn't rehearse
on stage and nearly forgot my verse.
My nerves are the worst, afraid to speak my true thoughts.
I grew up in church,
grew up silenced
and hurt,
and my voice won't work when I speak, but I can't
with a mouth full of dirt.
My soul is a hearse, I was the first. So much pressure and pain,
I feel like I'm burst. They all
waiting on me to set them free. The irony of the irony,
how can it be?
When I'm a prisoner myself,
no one can see. Enraged, bottled and caged
by their hopes and dreams. It's the pen,
the
right,
to write,
the page,
the stage, to rock, the mic,
the words,
your words,
they might
ignite, illuminate the mind, bring the dead to life.
It's the pen,
the
right,
to write,
the page,
the stage, to rock, the mic,
the words,
your words,
they might
ignite, illuminate the mind,
bring the dead
this
to
ain't
life.
last call, cause yo, I'm not finished. This drink ink flows so fluid, spit rivers. You're gonna need a life after love boat or slave ship. I leave ya hung out to dry like a
lynch scene in Memphis.
Pay my dues in the form of slave wages. When virgin pen met pad, then made it, only to give birth to burning pages. I got food on stages, then became more courageous. This is true love down to its basics. Never waste words, what you say is sacred. Unless you a fraud that loves to fake it, y'all. So complacent and worse than racist. Extend my voice like flexing biceps. Vocals get strained, chords steam from pain. What doesn't kill may come back another day. So I purge with every word that I say.
It's the pen,
the
right,
to write,
the page,
the stage, to rock, the mic,
the words,
your words,
they might
ignite, illuminate the mind, bring the dead to life.
It's the pen,
the
right,
to write,
the page,
the stage, to rock, the mic,
the words,
your words,
they might
ignite, illuminate the mind, bring the dead to life. Bring the dead to life, illuminate the mind, bring the dead to life. Bring the dead to life, illuminate the mind, bring the dead to life. Bring the dead to life, illuminate the mind, bring the dead to life.
To life. Illuminate the mind, bring the dead to life, to life.
Hi.
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 Hello.
That was so cool. Okay, you guys, we're going to show you pictures because we have them. Which one are we showing first?
This is me at 6.
In the top.
Wait, do we have that one? Which one do we have first? Do we
I
have?
hope not.
We're going to show you first the cover of Femi's new album. Well, his second to new album, which is The Clown with No Circus. I love this cover. It was done by Sylvia Ortiz.
Yes.
Who's also the amazing watercolor and painter who did the cover for Mob Town Moon. So you can see it now, right? Am I wrong? Great, thank you, Sean. And then the next image we're going to show you is David Ross's In Late Bloom. And these are albums, they're solo albums, and you can get them at iTunes, as well as all of the Fifth albums are available there as well. Okay, so I want to thank our sponsor, Michael Schwartz from Loud Communications. Michael, you saved us yesterday. We're using your camera. Thank you so much. You're the reason why this looks good. So I want to thank you very much, Loud Communications, loudcommunications.com. So have a great time. They're going to perform one more song for you. And we'll see you at our next show, which I believe is May 5th. But keep posted on ellencherry.com. This is Femi and David of the Fifth L. Thank you guys so much. Yay!
We need redemption to right the wrongs everyone believes is right. Redemption to uncover the truth behind the lies that we live by. I wish I could emancipate my own mind, gain absolution from all my crimes, then regain control of my life. I'm repenting my sins, for I've never seen revolution. Yet witness brothers holding revolvers, living an illusion. So I got plans to enslave oppression, using freedom as a weapon, opposing all hell spawns as a sinner and the redeemer. I carry a double-edged sword.
So love me or hate me, either
way I cut deep. The blood stains on my hands are self-imposed for protection from the scars you've left me. For that I accept no apology. Cause where I'm from, each poem is considered an act of rebellion. But a poet's words these days are worth as much as the president's promise. Preachers turn a deaf ear to their own sermons. Teachers reject their lessons.
The scales have been tipped.
Balance becomes unsteady. Blind faith has no trust in. Hearts beat like dying drums. Souls can't rest in peace when the spirit has been a war since the beginning.
It's a crowded world out there.
And yet we're all so lonely. I'm damaged goods, way past my expiration date. I pour libation for my children
instead of my ancestors.
Because parents now burying their own kids, while prophets die before our very eyes. It seems the future ended before the beginning.
So will the rightful owners of redemption please come forward and
claim
your
tickets.
For your win is not in the lotto,
not in slots or diamond rings and such things.
But it almost seems we're busting at the seams
to live a fat cat's dream,
drowning ourselves in bottomless bowls of cream. So you scheme
and scheme without redeem.
Can't justify your life from no angle because you ain't got the ends
nor the means.
Become a consistent machine,
working for persistent machine.
Puff, puffing your soul away until you condense your self-esteem. We need redemption.
So as a form of retribution,
I'm profiling cops,
pulling them over, checking their trunks for white sheets and burning crosses. We're using poetry to put jails out of business.
Cause I'm envious
of private-owned prisons when penitentiaries have become my brothers. Incarceration puts time in a freezer. On the outside, we're all facing hard time.
While on the inside,
we're nameless tag with numbers. Statistics following silent orders. You need to sterilize these stereotypes because if every black man is a criminal,
that means every white man is a
and
racist.
The police just hide mercenaries because brothers are still wanted,
dead or alive.
Either way, behind bars, we're no longer among the living. We need redemption.
I don't know about you.
I don't know about you.
I don't know about you, but I need redemption from Baltimore City public school system. Redemption from juvenile justice and the revolving door of some crooked judges' courts. My mom and aunt need redemption from Newport. My uncle drinking. My people freedom from their twisted ways of thinking. Like how we need freedom from Scarface. Freedom from prison being a passage to the African American race, freedom from Bush, his lineage, his cabinet, and the boogie monster behind it. The so-called they, who's behind the whole thing anyway. Terrorism, war on terrorism, freedom from the bombardment of promiscuous sex
and the sale of its video, designer clothes, commercials.
So bad I'm running like Herschel Walker. Too bad, too many of our leaders are celebrity of talkers. I need redemption from casual sex to casual women. Redemption from heroin, got a grip on my city. TV got a grip on us all. Inner city kids need redemption from marijuana and a perpetuation of television dreams they seeing.
And that ain't all redemption.
I'm tired of blaming white people. I'm tired of blaming my absentee father. I'm tired. I'm so tired of blaming everything else except for once taking to blame myself. I look around me only to see all the scapegoats have been slaughtered already. I need freedom from weakness, freedom from weariness. I'm ready. I'm so ready to look in the looking glass and face my face. Examine my own heart. Surprised to find it was me this last time. I've committed treason against myself. It was me.
Let it seep.
I need redemption from me.
Seep. I need redemption from me, y'all. Seep deep. Think about it. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank y'all. Upgrade, modern home, model-esque wife, modeling the American dream. Must be nice.
Must be nice, right? Must be nice, yeah. Addicts to greed, gluttony becomes habit. Net worth measures self-worth a damaged marriage. You don't use money, money uses you. Poverty hurts so bad you start to bruise financial abuse. The poor always ache for drugs and booze, but never any food, and still gotta pay dues. Loose change never adds up to make cents or dollars. Real wealth is old money, cash flow like running water. The worst kind of curse, inherit poverty before birth.